Robert Noeka on pole position in the number 13 car has Devon Anderson for Tech Sport alongside him. Sandy Satulo's on the inside of row 2 from Corbin Collins from Macumbi Makalia Racing. Tech Sport's Alfonso Diaz in the 15 Mustang has another Macumbi Makalia Racing driver, Marcos Vento, for company on row 3 as Robert Noeka brings them to a green flag, and we're racing for the 2025 Mustang Challenge. Straight away, Robert Noeka jumps off to a decent lead, 1, 2, 3 across the track, coming down into the Andretti hairpin, but everyone has got through. I just didn't want to say that too early. Little bit of dust thrown up by the right front Michelin tyre of Devon Anderson, who's dropped back a little bit down through the pack. Started on the front row through the corkscrew for the first time, and it's a decent lead for Robert Noeka, and the first job has been done by our pole sitter. Indicator on to the left hand side, that was Stephen Weiser, the NV Autosport blue car. Love that colour of blue, and he was struggling. I think he's coming into the pits. He is coming into the pits, one of the Dark Horse legends, so that is bad news for Stephen. NV Autosport will get to him and get that car sorted for tomorrow, I'm sure. Robert Noeka at the moment is in cruise mode, keeping an eye on what is going on further back down the field as well. I think there's been a bit of contact. Peterson Racing Group number 87, oh yeah, did get a little tap. The bright yellow car with Paolo Salvatore for the Torre Racing number 84 machine. Drew Nobar in the 79 who was involved there with Scott. Oh my goodness, that was a bit more than just a little tap. We're staying green at the moment, so this will be the debris at the top of the corkscrew. Great restart by Noeka, absolutely timed that perfectly. He got on the throttle just as he was about to hit the apex of turn 11, and that meant that Sandy Satulo in second was still turning into the corner and couldn't respond without understeering wide. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I think also Satulo was a little bit too far behind. He should have been all over him into the last corner and expecting him to jump. He's now got his mirrors full of Diaz, who's looking also quite racy. Let's see if Noeka can make a break. He's just pulled nearly a second. But it did stay quite constant last time. Number 30's just gone off there.
Oh, Scott! What's
Scott
happened
Thompson's
there?
Run wide or has an issue and pulled in, actually, I believe.
He's off to the kart circuit. One thing I will say, Andy, this is a track, quite unusually nowadays, where if you get a good run out of the last corner to the checkered flag, you can make a pass before the line.
You can.
And also, there's enough room down in the first corner to make a pass, and that's what Buescher has just done. And he goes up into 5th place ahead, and that is of Zachary Lee, and that makes him second in the Legends. And at the front of the field, it's getting tighter as well.
Well, we've got to move there, and 17 up the inside.
No,
can he stop the car? No, he's not been able to stop the car. Jim's had a go, but yeah, being very respectful, as you said. They've got a really good race side by side into 3 here. And 98 has got track position, but Jim's looking racy. Get one warning and then you'll have a penalty. 15 is now
there's Buescher down the inside. Yeah,
let's see if he can stop it this time and turn the car. He did.
So Alfonso Diaz now, that is the lead for Dark Horse Legends. So not only for the 3rd place overall and a step on the podium, but that is Dark Horse Legends lead, having gone to Alex Buescher. Learned his trade in things like MX5, so he's used to close racing, and he just drops his right hand side Michelin's off at turn 6. Had to lift for a moment, and that gives the opportunity for Diaz to come back and retake 3rd and retake the Dark Horse Legends lead. Oh, all the hard work done by Alex Buescher, and then a momentary lapse of concentration. He goes down the inside at Layne at turn 9. That would have been a stunning manoeuvre, but look at this. The fighting has slowed them down, and that means Marcus Vento is coming, and he's bringing the number 20 of Corbin Collins as well to McCumbee McAleer Racing teammates, now making that a 4-car battle pack with 7 minutes to go. Final corner, he's in a good place. He's going to try the long way around. Now you can do this, but you've got to really tough it out. Or is he going to do the cutback? I think he's going to try and straighten off and diamond off the exit, but he couldn't do it. Good driving by Diaz, put his car in exactly the spot that Buescher wanted him, first and second. They are 3 seconds further up the road from this battle, with about 1.5 seconds between them. I'll keep an eye on that, but for the moment it's Buescher who is the man most likely. Goes to the right, goes to the left. Oh, that's beautiful. If he can get it stopped at turn 5, he'll use the camber, the banking on the road. Now gets the power down, and it will be a drag race to the apex at turn 6, but Diaz kept his minimum corner speed up beautifully there and managed to hold on to the outside line and get to the turning point at turn 6 best and quickest, and more importantly first. I thought that was a great dummy by Buescher. Went to the outside, cut back to the inside at 5. This is testing everybody's racecraft here with just 2.5 minutes to go. Buescher for a moment hidden behind the car of Alfonso Diaz as they came up, and Diaz has run long. He's off onto the grass, and this is the opportunity, and taken, accepted very quickly indeed. Good heads up driving to the line for the white flag. Another 2.25 miles or 3.6 kilometres for Robert Nowick. We've not seen him for a little while. He's controlled this race from pole position.
No doubt, being on the top step of the podium here, winning this race with Ford watching is going to be great for your career.
Checkered flag is in the air for Robert Nowick, and it's a 1-2 for Robert Nowick Racing, with Sandy Sotelo 1.5 seconds back, which was pretty much the gap to the intervention of the safety car. And then after the restart, Nowick has literally not put a Michelin tyre out of line through free practice, qualifying, and now race 1. Unofficial results, subject to post-race technical inspections, of course, and any penalties to be applied, sees Robert Nowick from Sandy Sotelo in the overall, and the teammates taking first and second. Then the 2 Dark Horse legends, Buescher from Alfonso Diaz, they'll be the first 2 on that podium. Corbin Collins third for the Dark Horse, ahead of Marcus Vento in 4th position. Perfect conditions for the second of 2 rounds, and the right foot is planted by Robert Nowick. He didn't give anybody a chance to pull up alongside him. 45 minutes on the clock, and he's already pulled 4, 5, 6 Dark Horse lengths between himself and the chasing pack. Exactly what he would have wanted to do. And the Robert Nowick number 13 car, blue and white striped car, ahead of the outside pole sitter Devon Anderson for Tech Sport. Alfonso Diaz having a bit of a scrap there, and we've had a spinner. Oh my goodness, it's Drew Nobay again for NV Autosport. Didn't have the best of days yesterday, was hoping for a bit of redemption today, but he spun it exiting the Andretti hairpin at turn 2. And now, was that his own undertaking, or did he get a help? No, it was his own. Tried to pinch the corner, actually, just steered in, needed to open his hands out just a little bit. I think you have a choice. Do you set the car up for when the car's heavy, or do you set the car up for when it's light? And that's going to be the perennial question. Good dive down the inside at turn 5 there, and that's Marcus Vento going past Alfonso Diaz. That's an overall position, but Diaz still leading the Dark Horse Legends. Battle pack, actually, behind him. Sandy Sotelo, Marcus Vento, then Alfonso Diaz, who's got Buescher right behind him as they're going down through Rainy now. Alfonso is the best of the Dark Horse Legends drivers, and that is a battle for the lead of that category. Here comes Buescher down the inside in the final corner. Can't get that done, and oh, it goes wide. Diaz goes wide. Was there a little touch there as they went in?
I just think he over-defended, maybe got into the ABS and then ran wide on the exit. Quite easy to do that when you've got your mirrors full and you're not looking up to the exit to see where the edge of the track is. But John, some of your easiest races are the ones you win. These guys are fighting hard right now for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th place. Really tight in that particular pack there.
Buescher now leading the Dark Horse Legends. Things of life, perhaps.
Big oversteer there from car number 15.
Further down the field, Jim Farley leading Tom Tate as they come down through Rainey at the moment. The 17 Ford Performance coloured car. Brakes, turns in. Very smooth driver, Jim. Actually, I've watched him in the past, and I think he'd be a good endurance driver. He has that look to him.
You know, Jim is he's a good driver actually. He races a lot in historics as well, and sometimes brings his Ford GT40 to Goodwood. I've seen him there many times, and it's lovely to have Jim here in this series. John, it's never easy coming into a one-make series and doing one-off races.
Race on the track at the moment is this one between Jim Farley and Tom Tate, just on the outside of the top 10. They're racing for 11th. Tate went down the inside to the Andretti hairpin. The hill takes a slightly wider line, and at the final corner, Jim Farley and Tom Tate have come together. It's been brewing for a little while.
It was only a matter of time, and let's just say the touring car world would call that a love tap. But they're both okay. There's no damages to the cars at all, and they're still locked in battle. So Jim's led him, I would say, on. He's again done the switch back. This is really good fun to watch actually. These guys are having a tremendous race, and I'm just hoping that frustration doesn't play the better part going forward shortly, because there's only 18 minutes left of this race. And here we have a replay of the contact. They didn't actually touch, to be honest. There was no touch there at all. It was just Jim overcorrected, and he gave him space. Jim allowed plenty of space, and to be honest, I think that's just one of those racing incidents. But no, and we've got a spinner there, John. It looks like
that
21.
Yeah, that I'm afraid. Oh, he's got going again, so that's not too bad. Colin Harrison in the Tech Sport car has got going again.
He has. I think that happened in the very, very fast turn 6. Sorry. Jim's going around the outside here. They're still racing hard, and in fact, they're getting closed now by Tate behind, who's seeing these guys having a massive fight. And now we're getting into a three-way battle, which is going to be quite an exciting end to the race for these guys. I don't think this is done and dusted yet.
Down through the gearbox. I bet he doesn't even go all the way down the box here. He'll be doing that in second gear, so he doesn't spin it up too much. Coming out the final corner, shift up to third, shift up to fourth. He can kick in the clutch now and let it roll to the line. He goes to the wall to salute the Robert Noeka Racing team and wins it by the considerable margin of 3 seconds. He had 3 times that with 3 or 4 laps to go, so he really eased his pace towards the end. And here is that battle for 4th position. Sandy Satullo should be coming through any second now. There he is. So Devin Anderson's gone through. Sandy Satullo is the 3rd step on the overall podium, and 4th position has been disputed from just on halfway through the race, and it will go to Marcus Vento. Alex Buescher in 5th takes the Dark Horse Legends top step. Noeka, Anderson, Satullo on the box, and then Marcus Vento. Alex Buescher with that audacious manoeuvre early on to get past Alfonso Diaz takes Dark Horse Legends. Jim Farley in 11th, moving up through the field. Then Doug Peterson, Paolo Salvatore, Nick Smither, who we were keeping an eye on, he moved forward. Joseph Dedricks, Bruce Marine as well moved up to 16th ahead of Scott Thompson. Drew Dunbar, Colin Harrison and Zach Lee had problems, those last two, and didn't get to the checkered flag. So we will wrap up then from WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. 2 races, 2 wins, 2 poles, 2 fastest lap. That was the Robert Noeka West Coast Swing. We move on to the rest of the season, and we'll have it live for you here on IMSA Radio and IMSA TV. I'm John Hindhaugh. Thanks for joining us.